Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy George Starks. It's gonna be my first full, thorough video of a tutorial in regards to Falcon 4.0 Allied Force. I'm playing the Korea Theater. I believe it's the very first one, the old school, and I'm going to be flying a close air support mission. So I'm basically just going to run through from how I start the campaign, how I plan the mission, select my weapons, all the way up until um, the ramp start, takeoff, flying the mission, and recovery from front to back. So I'm going to go ahead and start off. This is the home screen of Falcon 4.0 Allied Force. I'm going to go ahead and go over here to, oh, here, first, take a look at my logbook. As you can see, I started this new pilot. He was commissioned on December 9th, 2016. That's a little while ago. So far, my flight hours are 175 hours and 7 minutes. Ace factor is 1. Campaigns, I've beaten 1 campaign so far. Missions, I've flown 188 missions. My rating is 4.644, I believe, out of 5. Kill ratio 16 out of 0. I've never played online on this game. My air-to-air kills are only 16. It's kind of tough to get those because the game does are pretty good at already destroying most air-to-air threats. Air-to-ground kills are pretty good at 1,075. Static kills such as buildings and bridges and static objects that do not move are at 616. Naval such as ships, OSAs and whatnot are at 12, and I've died 0 times. And dog fights and all this stuff and online. I haven't played that yet. My current squadron is the 13th Fighter Squadron. Personal data message is I may never be the best, but I'll always be great. And that's true. Don't ever forget it. My current rank is Lieutenant Colonel. Definitely took a while to get here, but it was definitely worth it. Um, Current voice I have is male, number 11. This is my last name for the pilot, Starks, and my call sign is Prom Date. And that's just a funny name that I came up with a long time ago. I really enjoy it, and I haven't updated my current picture here yet, but I plan on doing that soon. And I have my medals here: Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, as well as my Air Medal, and I have 2 oak leaf clusters here, and yeah, so 3 of these medals, 1 of these bad boys, trying to gain some more. So, okay, now that we're done with the logbook, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my setup here. Setup, skill level, I have it set on veteran. Realism is at 80. Keep the flight model at accurate. Avionics, realistic. Weapons effects, accurate. I'm going to go ahead and bump that up to exaggerated. Or no, let's see, enhanced. I like enhanced a little bit better. Autopilot is at 3 axis. Air refueling, realistic. Enhanced padlocking. 5 for my recording. I don't really use the ACMI recording too much. I skip the movie intro, update always as usual, and I do have the latest build, the 1.013. And as far as here for the cheats and stuff, I do like to keep unlimited shaft and flare. Radio calls use bullseye is very important. I take out all the unlimited ammo and blackout and collisions and fuel and vulnerability because that just makes it too archaic. Labels, definitely not. Smart scaling, definitely leave that on. I disable the shadows, yes. Disable trees, yes. Oh no, I'm sorry. I keep the shadows and the trees, and I disable the clouds. I like it to be a lot more clear when I fly. And that's about it for there. Graphics. I do not have the best graphics card, but I am using AMD Radeon R6 graphics, 3D Hall set, 16 by 9. I am not running full HD. Tropic filtering. I believe we're reading a tutorial to keep that on. Map terrain, and those are not on. Let's see. Cockpit selection. I am using Track IR 5, so I have that set on AES. Ultra, only 32-bit textures. Reflection for the canopy. Sound, this is all pretty much self-explanatory. Engine, I like to keep that down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I still like to hear the engine. Keys, and this is all by preference, so I'm not even going to get into that. And my key file is named Star Stuff. And controls, as you can see here, I'm using a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. Go ahead and center that, kind of wobbling around here. And yeah, and of course it has a Twix axis for the rudder on the joystick here. So, and that's about it. And I do not use my track IR in the 2D cockpit. I don't like that. Okay, and for the campaign, like I said, I'm in the 13th Fighter Squadron, and we are in Korea. So far, my challenge rating is for a rookie. Kind of like to keep it there because it balances it out perfect between, you know, how they attack you and how you attack them, your skill level or whatever. Every now and then I do bump it up to a veteran and whatnot, but recruit and cadet is definitely recommended if you're just starting out. But I like to keep mine on rookie for this campaign. And we are doing Operation Rolling Fire. As you see, you have three different operations you can do. Tiger Spirit would be the very first one, which would mean that the enemy threat would be backed up way back to here. And this is all you Republic of Korea friendlies, as well as Japan down here. And this is all the enemy, DPRK. So yeah, if you have set on Operation Tiger Spirit, this red would be basically from here all the way back, and you would have that much of an advantage. Operation Rolling Fire is pretty much split half and half, and Operation Iron Fortress, you would probably have from here all the way up would be red. So you would have to fight your way all the way through, and that'd be a serious challenge. That'd be pretty cool. Haven't done that yet. I think I tried it, and it was just too much. I couldn't deal. And okay, so I have my mission saved here, and you can see this is how much so far I have completed here. So I still got a couple red blotches here I need to take out. And once you wipe out all this red here and pretty much here and maybe a tad bit here, you pretty much complete the campaign. Because if this is all friendly and your friendly forces are taking up all this area here, and this is what's left of the enemy, and of course you do have some enemies back here in the PRC. So you pretty much beat the campaign. So that's where I'm at right now. And as you can see, this is my air base right here, Seoul Air Base. And I pretty much operate out of this one here and also Kimpo Air Base. But as of right now, I have a mission selected on Seoul Air Base. I'm going to go ahead and start it there. So you hit commit. And go ahead and hit the mission priority button here. And as far as mission priorities is concerned, I do not have mine set by HQ. You move the sliders up depending on, you know, what's more of a priority. So as of right now, it's basically um, attacking ground targets. We pretty much have air superiority, and it's basically air defenses, a couple airfields, artillery units, infantry, armored units, stuff like that. And we do have a couple ports, enemy ports here that still have a couple naval units. So I might bump that up here a little bit right about there. And the mission type, basically the same thing. You know, SAM suppression, close air support, as you can see, are going to be my highest ones because that's what pretty much what I'm going for. And strategic strikes such as bridges, they pop up every now and then. Anti-shipping, bump that up just a little bit here. And the packs, these are the hot zones. And you determine which hot zones are important by going to your intel. And air operations will show offensive operations are this word here, Shaoyang Guang or whatever. And I believe that's going to be right up here. So I will highlight that darker red because that is going to be the focus for air operations. And this guy right here, Changyang, I'm going to go ahead and drop that down here a little bit. Still hot, but not as hot. And ground operations for all the little ground troops here, Hamhung, which I believe is right here, that's going to be pretty hot. So we're going to go ahead and move that slider up here too and brighten that up. But mainly air operations, we're going to focus that up here and keep that high. So there and there. And we're going to leave that like that. So without further ado, we're going to go back to our mission schedule. And my first priority, which this is a mission that I set myself, I created or selected, is pre-planned close air support. Takeoff time is at 3:09, And as you can see here from the steer points, this is the assigned target. So if I go to recon, we have the 2nd Tank Battalion. They're 70% operational, and the enemies consist, let me go ahead and stop my timer here. And this is what the enemy consists of. So we have all these Type 80 tank vehicles, and I can go ahead and click on it and zoom it in, and we can see exactly what they look like. So we have Type 80 tank here, and we got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those bad boys. BMP CMDs. Looks like another little kind of low profile tank here, possible troop carrier. ACRV, that's definitely a troop carrier. I'm not sure if they shoot missiles. They do have a area in here where you can view all the enemy vehicles, such as what they weigh, what kind of weapons they carry, and their basic overall function. So that's also good to have. So here's 2 more of the Type 80s. So that makes 8 of those in total. Let's see. Yankee Whiskey 531s look like more little type of troop carriers, kind of similar to the ACRVs. Look exactly the same. More Type 80s, so that makes 12 altogether. And these bad boys right here are very dangerous. They do shoot surface-to-air missiles. And so the Zulu Sierra Uniform 23-4s. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on these guys. So these are going to be the main 2 hot targets. So I'm going to go ahead and back out the zoom, check out the location of where they're at. So they seem to be directly in the middle over here. By the middle of the lake. So I use land features. So I see this mark here, and I'm going to go directly across from that. And that's where they're going to be located. So we got only 2 of those guys. So those are going to be the first targets that I'm going to take out before anything. And a whole bunch more Type 80 tanks. And there seems to be a bridge here close by. So looks like the ramp is destroyed. And the bridge tower is destroyed. But the bridge is still pretty much intact. So yeah, somebody blew up the ramp there. Okay, so here's my flight. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Starks, and my wingman is Lieutenant Arnold. I'm going to go ahead and go down to Order of Battle. Nope, no. Close. ATO. Nope, not that one either. Jesus, where do I go? That's right. Intel, Fighter Squadron. And he was Lieutenant Arnold. I go to Pilot. Click on Lieutenant Arnold. He has flown 10 missions. His mission rating is good, but he has no air-to-air kills, air-to-ground kills, no naval kills, stationary target kills. He doesn't have shit. So my job is going to be to get this man some kills and bring him back home in one piece and try to keep up that pace. So, okay, Lieutenant Arnold. Let me scroll down, make sure there's no more. Nope, it's all in alphabetical order. And yeah, I'm 2nd on the list. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go down here to briefing, and this is what's going to be going down here. Situation, be advised, starting at 2100, our ground forces will be making a major push towards Hamhung. This is my package, Avenger 4. We're a 2-ship F-16 Block 50s. And our mission is pre-planned close air support, attacking the 25th Armored Brigade. Threat analysis, no enemy air response is anticipated, so no enemy fighters should be in our operational area of attack. And these are my steer points. So I'm going to go through all these. Let's see, and here's the ordnance of our flight. This is me, Avenger 4-1. I have 510 rounds of 20mm M61. I have 2 AIM-9 120B medium-range missiles. I have 2 AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles, 4 AGM, which is air-to-ground missiles, basically also known as Mavericks, 65Ds, Deltas, which stands for daylight, which means the camera on the tip of the Maverick warhead can see in the daytime as well as nighttime. So those are always my go-to picks. I have six MK20 Deltas, which is basically rock eyes. They are basically a version of a CBU, which means at a certain height you can set a burst altitude where the bursts open and a whole bunch of separate bomblets will spread out and destroy the target. And these are for high fragmented to penetrate, I believe, up to 7.5 inches of armored plating. So I got six of those, and then I have one ALQ-131 jammer, which is basically for my to jam enemy radars, and also for my shaft and flare weapon station defense. Weather, wind 238 degrees, temperature 40 degrees Celsius, clouds clear, turn that off. Visibility excellent. Support, Camel 11 tanker. We have one KC-135. Tanker will be operating 3 nautical miles west of Wonsan. Available mid-air refueling. Contact the channel 1. And of course, rules of ROE, rules of engagement. Visually ID unknown aircraft before engaging unless authorized by AWACS. So I don't think he's going to be in the area. And my alternate landing strip is Koksan Air Base, 26 nautical miles north of Tiaosang. Helos are available within 30 kilometers of forward-looking operation of terrain, which is the flot line. In case of shoot down, fly a risk cap mission, which means you fly a circle over wherever your buddy gets shot down, and contact search and rescue on channel 3. And good luck. Thank you. Okay, so without further ado, let's check out my munitions here. And as you can see, I am loaded with the 6 MK20 Deltas, 2 of the AGM-65Ds, 2 of the AIM-9 Sidewinder X's, and 2 of the AIM-120 Bravos, medium long-range missiles, or medium range. And okay. Oh, and I'm sorry. Oh yeah, my wingman, he is rolling with the CBU-97 SFWs, and they are another burst capsule, heavy armor penetrating CBU dispensers. So yeah, I got him hooked up pretty good with those. And okay, so for not to do, that is the loadout, and we are basically about ready to fly. So I shall see you there. Right, let's get this party started, everybody. Okay, master fuel on, engine feed to normal, electrical on, parking brake set, landing lights on, exterior lights on, air source of tanks on, and master engine start on. Move the throttle up to about 50%. Idle detent. Throttle to idle. Okay, radar altimeter to standby, INS to norm, FCR on, right and left hard points on, consoles, instrument panel lights on, FCC, SMS, MFDs, UFC, map, DL, and GPS all activated. Threat warning system on, RWR, jammer on, shaft and flare programs on. Mode set to manual, and my program will be 3 for surface to air. COM 1 on. COM 2 is on. Missile threat volume on. All that's good. Okay, flight control radar, which is my left MFD. Go from standby to CRM, which is basically air-to-air mode. Go ahead and turn my hood on. IMS over here is aligning. We're at 0.9 out of 90, looking for 8. I'm gonna go ahead and back out of that and turn Betty off, which is basically the annoying voice that comes on when you are below 300 feet. She will scream. When you drop below 10,000 feet, she would scream. And 400 feet, I'm not too sure about that, but I just go ahead and set them all to 0, so I pretty much know what I'm doing. Set my bingo fuel amount from 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. So my fuel gets to 2,000 pounds, I will be alerted right here in the middle of my hood. It will flash fuel. And I will also have a tone that will say bingo, bingo, and will allow me. If you look down here at my left MFD, you see RWS, that's range while scanning, which basically shows like these little arrow symbologies for radar pickups of aircraft. I like to set mine to TWS, track while scanning. It actually shows the arrow pointing in the exact direction of my radar contacts. Now that we have that, go back over here to my DED, where it says UHF, that's ultra high frequency, that's my first radio. VHF, that's very high frequency, that's my second radio. I'm going to go ahead and set my package, which is basically just me and my wingman over here. I'm going to set that to and from package, meaning I can hear everything that's said to him and what he says out, and he can also hear everything that's said to me and I say out. And that would be for anybody that would be in my package flight, meaning if they were an escort of another aircraft flying in the same flight, I can hear everything said to them and I can hear everything they say to somebody else. But as of right now, it's just a 2-ship flight, myself and my wingman. And let's see, what else do I got? Go ahead and leave it on the cruise here. And I'm gonna play with my weapons here. So this is my inventory. Everything I got. I am set in category 3, which means I should not pull over 5.5 G's, otherwise I can damage the aircraft, which means the store points here that hold my weapons. So if I pull anything over 5.5 G's, it's possible I can tear up these storage points here on my wing, and I definitely do not want to do that. Okay, inventory is good. I'm going to go to S and J, which is storage jettison. Go ahead and hit that, and I will basically highlight every single thing in case I get into emergency. I can jettison everything. Okay, that's good. And we'll go to control. We'll set my burst altitude for my rock eyes. So I basically want 1 second arm delay, and I want them to burst at 850 feet from the ground. CCRP, continuous computed release point. I wanted CCIP, continuously computed impact point. And we'll do those single. Okay, that's good. I'm going to set my, over here, the left MFD, we're going to go ahead and set my ground mode to ground moving target, because we are looking for ground moving targets, not stationary targets. And that's it for my air to ground settings. Going to go air to air. These are my 120 Bravo medium range missiles. They're good. Sidewinders, good. And gun. So everything checks out there. And let's see, what else do we want to do? Ejection seat is not armed yet. We're going to wait till taxi. Going to go ahead and turn on nose wheel steering. Have that ready. As you can see, that's that little light came on right up here to the right of my hood. And before I take off, I like to set my drift co. It's basically when you're flying, you will have your flight path marker here in the middle of the HUD, and it will drift to the side to let you know how much the wind is affecting the flight of your aircraft and what direction and angle you're actually heading. When you go ahead and set the drift code, it automatically lines it up directly in the center. So anytime you get ready to land, or possibly refueling, or something very important where you need to know exactly what angle your aircraft is in regards to the wind, you want to turn drift code off and leave it at normal. But for takeoff purposes, I always like to set it on. And okay, so here we're gonna go back, list 6, check out the INS, and we are almost there. So I'm gonna go ahead and radio my wingman. Hold on, let me do my little pre-checks first. The lights test. Look around, make sure everything is highlighted and lit up and everything looks good. Go ahead and turn that off. I'm gonna go ahead and check my speed brakes, air brakes. Okay, like that works good. You can see back here in the back, and turn my night vision on real quick. You can see them go up and down if you look at my my rudder in the back. Check my rudder to the left, to the right. Control surfaces on the wings. Good. We're gonna look in the back. Alright, everything looks good there. I'm going to do a radio call, check and see fuel. We're sitting at 7,000 pounds and no faults, all systems okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do a radio call to my wingman, check and see how his fuel's doing. Should be sitting at 7.
Avenger 4-2, what is fuel state? 2, fuel state, 7,000.
Alright, everything looks good there. And INS is ready, blinking, 8.3. Set radar altimeter to on, and our avionics power INS to nav. And we are fully set with our steer points, as you can see down here at my right MFD. So I'm going to go back to my cruise page, look at my little knee board. As you see here, our takeoff time is at 3:09 sharp, and these are the rest of our waypoints. Waypoint 2, 3, we're attacking on waypoint 4, splitting away from the target, waypoint 5, and we're landing back at waypoint 6, and waypoint 7 is our alternate landing field in case we get some damage or we need to make an emergency landing. Here's a picture of our map and just our basic call sign, who we're attacking, mission type, where it's at, location, and package elements, which is just a 2-ship of our flight. We are Avenger 4, that's our flight. I am Avenger 4-1, wingman is Avenger 4-2, and of course that's our mission here, pre-planned close air support. And yeah, okay, so go ahead and change my HUD color to the yellow because I like it. Actually, I kind of like that blue. Yeah, I think I'll leave it on here. And current time is 2:55, and our takeoff time is 3:09. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward this because I know I've been talking a lot, but I'm going to give everybody a basic description on the procedures. Pretty cool. So I got the time at time 16. I'm going to run the time up to about 3:07. Give myself about 2 minutes to taxi to the runway. .306 and 3:07. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take night vision off. Arm my ejection seat. And go ahead and call the tower for a taxi.
Avenger 4-1, request taxi.
Avenger 4-1, taxi, runway 19, hold short.
All right, park and brake is off.
Avenger 4-2, request taxi.
And we are rolling out.
Avenger 4-2, taxi, runway 19, hold short.
Look right, look left, just like we're crossing the street. And taxiing to runway 19.
Taxiing.
Holding short, runway 19, and requesting takeoff the tower.
Avenger 4-1, request clearance for departure.
Avenger 4-1, Seoul, tower, position and hold, runway 19.
Good copy, tower. Avenger 4-1, position and holding, runway 19. Got a cool little first-person view here. And I position over lead.
Avenger 4-2, Seoul, tower, position and hold, runway 19.
Lead positions over to the left side of the runway, and wingman positions himself over to the right side. Go ahead and hold up right here.
Avenger 4-1, Seoul, tower, you are cleared for takeoff, runway 19, depart heading 190.
Nose wheel steering is deactivated. Wingman pulls up, throttle up to about 85%.
Avenger
90.
4-2, Seoul, tower, you are cleared for takeoff, runway 19,
Shut
depart
up.
heading 190.
Brakes off, full burn. Gonna rotate at 170 knots, 160, 170, and rotating. 11 degrees, nose up, wheels up. Landing lights off. Coming out of burn at 300. And out of burn.
2, airborne.
Referencing steer point 2.
Avenger 4-1, Seoul, departure, resume own navigation. Avenger 4-2, Seoul, departure, resume own navigation.
And Avenger 4-2, go spread.
Avenger 4-2, go spread.
And aircraft lights off.
2, going spread.
And increasing throttle to 100% mil power. Banking right for steer 2. After we level off, I will be pushing for Angels 22, which is basically 22,000 feet. We are currently now passing 3,000. .415 knots. I look to my right. You can see there's the base. All nice and lit up like a Christmas tree. And from here, all we do is fly our heading. Keep a track on my time down here on the DED display. So my destination time on steer, the time I should arrive at steer point 2 is 3:27:13, and I am currently a minute ahead of schedule due to my speed and altitude. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up. Till it levels out. A little bit under 400 knots, just passing 9,000 feet. Go ahead and drop my HSD down and spread it out so I can see where my wingman is. And he should be coming up on my 6, approximately to my 7 o'clock. Now passing 13,000 feet. Excuse me. And as you can see down here on my lower left MFD, my FCR, there's a lot of air traffic in the air right now, so there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of stuff going on. Still, now I'm about a minute behind, so I'm going to drop the nose down a little bit, get back on course here. Wingman is right back here. He should be pulling up any second. You can tell it is pretty much almost pitch black out here. Without night vision, it is very hard to see. Very easily to get disoriented. You're flying for long periods of time due to stars up above will sometimes look similar to the stars below. But with the weapons we're carrying, we should not be doing too much inverted flying, if any. I'll go ahead and activate night vision goggles. Should be able to see the wingman. Where is he? There he is. Right there. You can see all the other aircraft flying by us. Have to be careful we don't get into a mid-air collision, so I'm going to tell my wingman to switch sides real quick.
Avenger 4-2, first.
And he will be pushing over to my right side and get a camera view of him real quick. That's him. There's me. Drop the nose down a little bit because we're still about 40 seconds behind schedule. There he is. And there's no AWAC available, and we are at 22,000. I'm gonna go ahead and level off and activate autopilot. Okay, autopilot is set. Get my wingman to rejoin because he should have been up here by now, but I think he's still a rookie. So rejoin.
Avenger 4-2, rejoin formation.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Avenger 4-2, on my way.
Put him back in his normal position. Go ahead and slow down a little bit. So I can tell this guy's a rookie because when you're flying the wingman slot, you're always supposed to be visual, which means basically right next to where I can just basically look over my shoulder, or not even over my shoulder, just look to my side and see him. So I can tell this guy needs a little more experience because he's trailing behind back here, but I'm going to go ahead and do a fuel check now.
Avenger 4-2, what is fuel state?
I'm at 5,000. 5,500.
2, fuel state 5,000.
Check his damage report, see if everything's clear.
Avenger 4-2, send damage report.
I'm good.
2, nothing to report.
So he's good there. There's a lot of planes in the sky today. Jesus. So he's slowly making his way up here, so that's good. Check my time. Slow down a little bit. If I turn the night vision off again, you can actually see how dark it really is. So, I mean, I can still see him. That's him right there. You can barely see him, but that is him. Waiting for him to creep up here. So he'll give me the call and say pretty much 2 in position. And I'll know that
2, in position.
Oh, there it is. Alright, good deal. So his job, once he gives that call, his job from now on is to stay in that position until I tell him otherwise. Staying visual is the most important. Alright, so I'm going to go back and check all my switches, make sure I got everything set correctly. Landing lights are off, parking brake is off. I'm going to go ahead and set my threat warning search radar on now. You hear a lot of beeping. Master lights are off. Engine feed is norm. Master fuel course is on, otherwise we wouldn't be flying. COM 1, COM 2 is on. Missile threat alarm is on. Ejection seat is activated. Good, 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 good. All this is good. Yes, good to go. Alright, we're good. So we are about maybe 72 miles away from our target. I'm gonna kind of try to mentally visualize how I want to do this attack. Definitely want to take out those 2 what are they called? CSUs or CZUs or whatever they are, the SCUs with the onboard surface to air missiles. That is our main threat, and once we take out both of those, everything should be fairly easy. We just have to avoid the enemy ground fire from their cannons, small arms fire, and we should be good to go. I think they have a total of maybe between 15 to 20 enemy vehicles, and With our cluster ordnance here, we could easily take out 2 to 3 vehicles stacked close to each other, depending on our burst altitude settings.
Up 3-1 in.
We'll go ahead and have him turn his music on, even though we're a little further out.
Avenger 4-2, music on.
Me too.
Jammer.
2, music on.
And music, that's basically another word for our jammer, to jam the enemy radars and to deploy automatically our electronic warfare systems, which is basically our shaft and flare. So if an enemy radar locks onto us and fires a missile at us, our shaft and flare will automatically deploy and give us time to escape. And it gives us one hell of a warning, so we know how to maneuver quickly and efficiently away from the threat, and then turn back for attack on the threat.
Devil 4-1 in.
So we are basically, we're looking really good right now. We are about 10, 11 seconds ahead of schedule. Flying a straight profile on autopilot, 308 knots. Current fuel is at 5,000, so just that quick, we've already burned 500 pounds since my last check. Okay, we are now a little over 40 miles away from target.
Plus 9-1 in.
Estimated target time is 3:30. Current time is 3:24. So we are roughly about nearly 5 minutes away. And usually when flying these distances, I like to go ahead and fast forward through the mission, but I feel like it's more realistic and kind of get more tutorial out of it if I let it run its normal time, normal course. Displays more of the realism of the simulator. Because obviously in real life or in a combat situation, there's no fast forward, rewind, pause, or delete button. You either know what you're doing or you don't.
Hornet 9-1 in.
Okay, we are about 11 miles away from steer point 2. If we go back here to our waypoint.
Plus 8-1 in. Cobra 5-1 engaging J7 bullseye 290 120 miles 25,000. Same 8-1 in.
Current heading should be 331,
9-1 in.
22,000 feet. Current heading is 334. Doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as you're within that ballpark, you know you're heading in the right direction. Learning how to fly using your instruments is also very important, because there are times when you get shot by, enemy bullets or flak from AAA and stuff like that, and it'll knock out your instrumentation. And usually when that happens, you can't deploy any bombs or missiles accurately, or if at all. Sometimes your gun will work and you might be able to shoot off missiles, but they're not going to have any guidance or any accuracy at all. So
Paper 2-1, engaging. MiG-29, bullseye. 2-4-5, 120 miles, 30,000.
Knowing
Tiger 2-1, engaging. MiG-29, bullseye. 2-4-5, 120 miles, 30,000.
how to accurately use your instruments is very important. So you know your airspeed, your altitude, and your angle of attack. Your HSI, horizontal situational indicator. Okay, referencing steer 3. Autopilot is off.
2-1-1, in.
And I'm going to descend down to about 15,000. Okay. Coming up on target. I'm going to put wingman in the trail formation.
Avenger 4-2, go trail.
Pull out the weapons.
5-1, in. 2, going trail.
Activate the Mavericks. Snowplow mode, so I can move it where I want. And we're gonna go ahead and take a little peek for these guys. So they're supposed to be right over here by this bridge. Oh, eyes on.
Hornet 9-1, death from above.
Eyes on targets. There they go. That's what we're looking for.
Spade 2-1, in. Blade 1-1, in. Two, in position.
Avenger 401 has eyes on CSUs attacking from the southwest. Mavericks hot. Going armed. Avenger 401 is rifle.
Rifle.
Avenger 401 is rifle too.
Rifle.
Shaft flare.
Shaft flare.
Avenger 4-2, weapons free. Avenger 4-2, request permission to engage.
Good hits, good hits.
2, will go.
Switching to rock eyes. Coming around for a re-attack because they're probably spreading out. Oh, they're still in. Coming in hot. Avenger 4-1 repositioning. Attacking from the west. Avenger 4-1 is in hot from the northwest. Got left.
Rifle. Rifle. Rock eyes. Rock eyes. Rock eyes. Rock eyes. Rock eyes.
CAS flare. CAS flare. CAS flare.
Avenger
CAS
4-2.
flare.
Sound
CAS
south.
flare.
I see it, I see it.
Flare.
Fuck. Alright, I'm gonna get a lock on this guy. Attack targets.
Avenger 4-2. Attack collateral targets. Bearing 100. 3 miles. 2. Wilco. Rifle. Avenger 4-2. Attack target. Bearing 095. 4 miles. Rifle. 2. Wilco.
Good hits, good hits. Avenger 4-2, weapons check.
Avenger 4-2. Avenger 4-1. Weapons check. Avenger 4-2. 4 armed. 2 radar. 2 heat. Fuel state 4,000.
Avenger 4-2, attack targets.
Avenger 4-2. Attack collateral targets. Bearing 015. 5 miles. CBU's away. 2 Wilco. Avenger 4-2. Nailed it.
Good hits, good hits.
Rifle. Rifle.
One, two. Good hits, good hits.
Avenger 4-2. Attack target bearing 045. 1 mile. 2 Wilco.
Alright, so I'm just gonna fly around the target site here and watch Avenger 4-2 do his magic. What we call a flawless victory right here. A little sloppy, but you know.
Rumble 2-1. Engaging MiG-29 bullseye. 245. 120 miles. 25,000.
Let's see, he's at 5,000 feet. I am at, what am I at? 55,000. Okay, perfect.
Oh, shoot.
He's dead.
He's turning in for his attack. There he is, right there.
Tiger 2-1. Engaging MiG. CBU's away.
And boom. Good hits, good hits. Alright, Avenger 4-2, rejoin.
Avenger 4-2, rejoin formation. Avenger 4-2, on my way.
Okay, there he is. Pitch black. Avenger 4-2, say damage.
Avenger 4-2, send damage report. 2, nothing to report.
Same. Avenger 4-2, say fuel.
Avenger 4-2, what is fuel state? 2, fuel state 4,000.
Avenger 4-2, go spread.
Avenger 4-2, go spread. 2, going spread.
Avenger 4-2, say weapons.
Avenger 4-2, Avenger 4-1, weapons check. Avenger 4-2, 2, radar. 2, heat. Fuel state 3,000.
Avenger 4-2, Avenger 4-1, lead. Good copy.
2, in position.
Good job, good job. So yeah, like I said before, that was by far not one of the best combat profiles I've flown. That was a little sloppy in a lot of areas. Plus, I almost got my ass shot down by the little man pad guy that was down there. I did see nothing in the intelligence report of any surface-to-air man portable rocket launchers down there, but that's exactly what was shot at us. So that's why I love this game. Even though it's like nearly 11 years old, it's a classic. You never know what's going to happen. This campaign is so dynamic and it fluctuates and changes so realistically that you just never know. And that was completely unexpected. I literally watched that surface-to-air missile fly past me, and I didn't even really have time to react to dispense my shaft and flare. It happened so quick, and that was just awesome. I got really lucky I didn't get shot down, because all this would have been for nothing. Wingman did absolutely excellent. He started off a little rocky, a little slow, but he definitely picked up the pace. And I think all the ordnance he dropped, I think he has a 100% hit rate, kill rate. I mean, minimum 80. I'm guessing 90 to 100%. And that's awesome. Great mission. Just awesome. Turn the night vision off here, take a look at the moon. Pretty nice. Go ahead and level off here. A little over 16,000. Plug in autopilot. Okay, we are well inside the flot line, so we are basically in the safe zone. We'll go to air to ground mode, padlock some stuff on the ground. Alright, blue is good, blue is good. Alright, we are back in friendly territory. Current fuel, 3,200 pounds. No faults, all systems okay. Very nice, very nice. Disengage autopilot. The waypoint 6 is where we're gonna land, so I'm gonna go ahead and crank up the volume here. Drop down to about 10,000 feet.
Sing, we are heading home. Sing, we are RTB. Morning, we are heading home.
Avenger Flight 4 egressing from the north. Current system time 3:44. Estimated time of arrival 3:53. We're about a little under 2 minutes. Alright, making great time. Let's speed up a little bit, go supersonic. $1,000.
Voodoo 2-1, engaging J8 bullseye. 330, 140 miles, 30,000.
Keep buying the fuel, 2,900 pounds.
Okay. We lost one. Well, we are heading home.
The scale here, we're doing about around Mach, a little over Mach 1.5. 519 knots. Check and see what my ground speed would be. $588 miles an hour. That's awesome. just glide in
Cowboy
here.
9-1, engaging MiG-29, bullseye, 240, 100 miles, 25,000.
Okay, we are roughly 5 minutes and 50 seconds away from base. About 57 miles.
Mudhead, we are RGB.
He's dead.
Okay, I'll turn night vision off for a second. Aircraft lights coming on. Check. Check
Cobra
reman
5-1,
fuel.
engaging MiG-29 bullseye, 245, 100 miles, 25. Avenger 4-2, what is fuel state?
He should be at 2,000 like me.
2, fuel state, 3,000.
3,000. Oh, hell, you doing good. Beautiful. Alright, throttle to idle, slowing down to 300 knots. We'll be hitting bingo here pretty soon. Avenger 4 to tower, request landing.
Avenger 4-1, inbound for landing.
Good morning, Avenger 4, Soul, approach, continue inbound for runway 18.
Avenger 4 to tower, that's a good copy. Continuing inbound to runway 18. Avenger 4-2, snooze music.
Avenger 4-2, music off. 2, music off.
There's the base at 12 o'clock. All the lights. Really did an awesome job implementing the light effects in this game. Really awesome. They're all over the place. Big laid out flat Christmas tree. Really cool. Bridge. City over there.
Avenger 4-2, inbound for landing.
Avenger 4-1, maintain 250 knots. Turn left heading 070.
Good copy. Avenger 4-1, maintaining 250 knots, turning left.
Avenger 4-1, maintain 250 knots. Turn left heading 060.
Turning left 060.
Avenger 4-2, descend to 2000, maintain 220 knots, turn right heading 170, vectors to final, runway 18. Avenger 4-1. Avenger 4-2, perform landing check. Avenger 4-2, turn right to final approach course 180, check speed. Avenger 4-1, descend to 2000, maintain maximum forward speed, turn right heading 165.
Avenger 401, maintaining maximum forward speed, turning right, heading 165. Sending to 2000.
Slow 2-1, engaging, mid-23, bullseye, 245, 120 miles, 30,000.
Oh, there goes the fuel bingo. Yep, 2000. 65.
Avenger 4-1, descend to 2000, maintain maximum forward speed, turn right heading 175.
Right, 175. Drift code off.
3-1, engaging, mid-23, bullseye, 245, 120 miles, 30,000.
Good morning, Avenger 4-2, Seoul Tower, cleared for landing, runway 18, check gear down.
2000.
Avenger 4-1, climb to 2000, maintain maximum forward speed, turn right heading 275, vectors to final, runway 18.
Avenger 401, turning right to 275, vectors to final. Landing runway 18.
Avenger 4-1. Perform landing check.
Check, land lights on. Good.
Avenger 4-1. Turn left to final approach course 180. Check approach speed.
0. Gear down. 3 green. Fuel 1,900 pounds. Air brakes out. Uh, 180.
Good morning, Avenger 4-1. Soul power cleared for landing. Runway 18. Check gear down.
Right there, that's the sweet spot. Wheel brakes, nose wheel steering on, feet brakes back in, turning off runway. Didn't even get yelled at by the tower. Too smooth, baby. God, it's so dark. Dang. Park right between these guys. Idle, parking brake on, landing light off. Nose wheel steering deactivated. Jackson seat disarmed. Hood off. Instrument lights off. Navigation, all that good stuff. Air source off. Comms off. Aircraft lights off. Open canopy. And idle detent shut down. Good stuff off. Fuel engine norm off. And last but not least, all electrical off. Check. Is a complete shutdown. Right, yep. So we are outie. See you at the debrief.
All right, and as you can see, this is the debrief page. We'll start from the top to bottom. Mission, success, close air support near, what's that, Sunshine. My task, success, we attacked the target. Pilot rating, excellent. Actual time over target, we were 16 seconds early, nothing wrong with that. Losses, 0. This is our flight, our package basically. Avenger 4, that was our flight. Pre-planned close air support, 2 F-16 Block 50Cs. Mission success, heavy damage inflicted to target. Event list. Prom date, that's me. Oh, yep, these are the first two. Yeah, it was the ZSU 23s. That's the first thing I took out. All these Type 80s. And you can see which one of us killed who. So, prom date, I killed all these guys. Avenger 4-2, he got a Type 80. Another one, that ACRV troop carrier, that other little troop carrier thing, and a Type 80. And then we both landed here. So, that's good. So, I got 100% hit rate on everything. And he got a 75% hit rate. Let's see, he got 1 missed, 3 hits on his Mavericks, and his CBUs 100%. Look at that. Wow, oh man, he got 1, 2, 3. All right, it shows it down here. Wow, I killed 17 and he killed 6. So that's what's up. So basically, in a nutshell, for close air support, from start to finish, that's how you do it. I mean, like I said, I did not fly it like perfect to a T, but for simulator standards are concerned, I mean that went really good, especially for a classic simulator game such as this one. I wouldn't say that's as good as it gets, but it's right next to it. I am very pleased with that, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, plenty more to come, that's for sure. Thanks for watching, and happy flying. Later.